These hard drives aren't going to fill themselves. Greetings and welcome to Die Dragon Die presents Flotsam and Jetsam, Season 1, Episode 3. I'm your host, Adam's the DM. How is everyone doing on this fine... What day is today? Wednesday.
Wednesday, yes.
Wednesday. How's everyone doing?
Awesome.
Work is
Ooh.
work. We had a Chinese. My mom was down. We had Chinese New Year. Went to a lantern festival. We ate way too much food. We cooked a bunch of food. It was good. I made a puzzle. My mom and I made a puzzle. We spent an afternoon. We just made like a 1,000-piece puzzle. It was just like nice. You know, it was just nice.
That does sound nice. I can't do puzzles with my mom because we organize things completely differently, and it just turns into a giant game of what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, I can't do puzzles with my mom either because she's dead.
Oh, that was not a yes and. That was a no but.
I'm not joking. It would be,
I know.
be terribly weird.
I mean, you could different, just different.
Very different and possibly illegal. All right. No, but I do dream about her often. Like I see her in my dreams quite often, which is strange. Yeah. I see dead relatives in my dreams all the time. Like I'm not a religious or spiritual person, but I have vivid dreams. D&D, okay. D&D has taught my brain how to do different point of view dreams, where you're different people in your dreams. It's the weirdest thing. It's like, now I'm going to shift to this person and like look at things from their perspective. It's a thing that I do now in my dreams, which is fucking wonky as hell. And then I also like see relatives and talk to them. Yeah.
So speaking of seeing things, not trying to like change directions. One of my cousins. So I've got two cousins on one side of the family, as well as the uncle. All share the when you close your eyes, you don't see anything. So they independently had their own discovery about like closing your eyes and not seeing, like not being able to visualize. There's a genetic component.
Okay.
I'm not.
Here's my question. Here's my question. Did they realize it wasn't normal?
They did, and it was because they were having a conversation with somebody who visualizes very well.
Right.
And they were saying, "Well, just look at it."
Just close your eyes and reconstruct it. It's like, what?
Just close your eyes, like it was talking about renovations, and it was like, just imagine an island there, and they're like pulling out a piece of paper and drawing, and they're like, no, just imagine it. Just imagine there's an island there, and we're going to make it teak, and it'll be beautiful, and it's like,
and just looks of confusion. Yeah, I got you.
So. There's genetics, but no, I spent time with my mother, and it was good to spend time with my mother, and I have a more prolific family or whatever. Everybody was like,
you got a big family, yeah.
Well, everybody was like, you don't have two kids by the time you're 20. The fuck's wrong with you? It's kind of like that was up to my generation.
You grew up in farmland. Who the fuck is gonna do the work?
make foreheads.
No, it's good. No, spend time with your parents while they're still around. It's important, and that's part of the reason why I go back to Canada so often. Spend time with my dad. So yeah, it's good. Good, you got some quality time in.
I saw a couple spend time with my dad too, but he's dead. So.
Mark just really liked Yep.
Oh.
It's been a while. I'm good.
You saw some pictures?
Yeah, on Facebook. I think your wife must have posted some pictures of the very busy table that you had.
They were so proud of the meal. They made a feast. They made 10 different Chinese dishes for Chinese New Year's.
Holy jump!
That is 2.5 dishes per person at the table.
Jeez.
So and not only did they made 6 half-pound meatballs.
Why?
Why? So we could have one each, and then they had too much. Right? We had a whole fish. We had a 2-kilo fish. We had
Come on, you had 2 of them. You had 2 of them.
Come on.
Yeah.
You're a liar. Yeah.
Why you lie? So I ate like a king. We had shrimp and fresh fish and ribs and meatball and the spicy. There was the one upa was in the spicy. It's supposed to be gambian sujido, so dry fried green beans. So it's like pork, chili peppers, peppercorns, fried all up with on really high heat with low oil. So it's almost like they're barbecued, but it's been barbecued in a pan. That didn't work, so they were just kind of greasy. But my wife substituted fresh Mexican red chilies for dried Chinese red chilies were swapped for fresh Mexican red chilies. So the chilies that are not super spicy were replaced 1 for 1 with go fuck yourself chilies.
With oh my god, the Scoville doesn't go that high.
Well, so at the end, Jessica was complaining her skin hurt on her hands. So she had chemical burns on her hands from handling the chilies.
Yep.
Blistering on the skin.
So I made some. I went to a colleague at work's place for Super Bowl, and we're all sitting around drinking, and we're like, "Quick, does anyone know the score of the game right now?" And none of us knew. We're a bunch of computer nerds who didn't watch fucking football. It was an excuse to drink, and I had brought my infusions. But speaking of stupid with peppers, so one of the infusions is silver tequila with jalapeno in it, and you got to cut up the jalapenos. So after I prepared this about a week ago, it's like you touch your eyeball, and it's like, oh god, get it out. Oh no, I didn't just do that. Oh, I did that. It's burning. It's burning. It stays on the ends of your fingers for a while. Like the next day, it's still like, oh, I gotta be careful where I stick my fingers. Weird. Don't take that out of context. Mark, how's it going with you?
Pretty good. I've been off for the last 6 days, so can't complain.
So you're ready for some D&D. All right.
Oh, frick yeah.
Okay. Let's do a recap of what happened last time. Last time was called Paint It Black. Sun Wu and his master, Paparna Phet, visit Lang Hua to deliver a horrible artifact, the animate eye of a great shadow dragon called Bong Mat-Zong. At Madame Lily's palace, Paparna Phet sets up an alchemical process to distill the eye. Gotano and his crew, tasked with stealing the eye, attacked Madame Water Lily's abode, while Sun Wu was monitoring the process. One of Gotano's mates, Pinky, disturbed the eye, causing a massive event that folded the shadow plane across the entire city of Lang Hua, stealing all color. A new center of shadow was born. Panicked, Sun Wu and Gotano fled, and were tricked by a goblin named Gepper. The duo soon found themselves aboard the ship called the Wormwood, which is where we've been having flashbacks into the backstories of some of the characters.
All right.
Adam?
Yes.
Hey, Wes.
All right. The interrogation of, give me a second, we're going to of Gotano, complete. Gotano's cage is being carried by a Mr. Potts down to the underdeck. I'm going to unfog a little chunk of the boat.
Ooh, this is a pretty deep boat.
It's a pretty deep boat indeed. He calls several hands together. Gotano, give me a perception check.
Okay. Gotano. Come on, you. Sorry.
The smirk on your fox form faces.
Yeah, I know. It was originally kind of like the half open eyes on the
Yep.
on his human token, and then I saw the fox with like the half open eyes. I went, well, clearly that's the fox form. It's gotta be.
He's so pleased with himself. Funny.
Oh, it's sorry guys. And 1d20 plus 24.
24?
Yeah.
Okay. Mr. Potts is somewhat indisposed. He's currently yelling at Scourger about some sort of transaction. They're pulling something up from the side of the ship. I'm coming. No need to cause any more harm. There's a big voice coming. They're all kind of distracted. You, on the other hand, see a suspicious ship with a big black flag coming this direction.
Please don't sell us. Please don't sell us. Please don't sell us to cannibals. Please don't sell us to cannibals.
Okay. A very large man is climbing up the rope ladder carrying another very large man.
Okay.
Tied to the or within this very large man's barrel that he is carrying a bunch of gear in, there is a piece of steel that sort of stands out. It's like a girder for a building.
Okay.
There's a 6.5 foot long, 1 foot thick, like 1 foot wide steel slab sticking out the end of this man's barrel. It looks rather crudely fashioned.
The fuck is that for?
Mr. Potts begins leading you down. This way. Get in there. There's some whipping. Do you have any skills in heal or anything else?
I'll double check. I don't believe I do. No, he's basically good at lying and magic. That's it.
Give me a wisdom check. The DC is low.
Okay. Good thing the wisdom DC is low. 13.
Your femur shouldn't be at that angle, is what you think of this large cloaked man who's being carried.
Oh, he having a bad day. Okay. That's not good for him. He's going to be angry when he wake up.
Damage is better. Damage goods is better than no goods at all, I suppose. Below decks. There's some whipping and some pushing as you make your way down. You are watching a very large man. He's very polite. He bows his head. He does look beat up and abused. You suspect that it's hard to... you think he eats a lot. You don't think he's eaten as much as he could have recently.
Okay.
Yeah, the white token, 7'10", 565 pounds.
Yeah, it's currently more like 7'10", 515 pounds.
And the guy he's carrying is 6'8", 300.
Gotano's just thinking, better keep them in the middle of the boat or we're going to capsize.
There we go. You're a likable sort. Hida or Lee. If you do well, we might keep you aboard. Let's carry it down. Come on. He's being slightly more gentle than he was with the Ganzorig. We go down.
Gee, I wonder why. He had fed the whipping two half giants.
Okay. There there's a set of very, very nice-looking chains that are being placed upon Black Dog and Lee Hida. They're being put on opposite ends, basically dropping him off. You don't know that if the one with the token we're calling Black Dog is currently capable of great feats of strength, as his body is very broken. Lee Hida sits down beside Ganzorig. From Ganzorig's eye, a much nicer set of chains is used. And they didn't actually gird Lee Hida to like the wall of the ship. They actually girded him to a steel structure or a steel bar. The steel bar is, give me a perception or disable device.
For Ganzorig.
Yeah.
I think he's currently hallucinating. Any penalties here?
Yep.
23.
He's either blessed or cursed by a KD because he's attached to a ring on the wall that doesn't actually touch the boat. Like a KD is holding him. A KD is showing her strength over the giants because this giant man is being stopped by a KD.
Okay. he mutters something about giants, about cloud giants.
Okay.
He thinks he might have heard about them once. Oh, cloud giants. Okay. Father, where are you?
Okay. Sun Wu, your little friend, is being placed back up on a hook.
Sun Wu glares at him. But then is kind of concerned about the broken man that's behind him. Oh, are the chains necessary? He's very hurt.
They're necessary. Chains are never necessary, friend. There will be freedom. The chest gets kicked. At this point, there is a distant sound of cannon fire, a rumbling of this ship, and we're going to move over to another boat for a second.
Ooh.
Uh-oh.
All right. I'm gonna go map. Force players to current map. Center players on current view.
So is the Wormwood being attacked?
The Wormwood is under attack.
Okay.
Mulgrimir. Mulgrimir is you're in mid deck. You got your friend Chum Chum here. This dwarf who helped raise you. Grimsbeard. He is such a downer. You're currently working off a debt that you earned as a young half-orc.
Okay.
You're members of the I'm having a case of the stupid. You're members of the De La Mort Pirates. You know that they use this De La Mort. It keeps changing. Your captain keeps saying it's always of the death. It's like that. We're the hands of the death. We're the fate of the death. We're the winds of the death. He's constantly changing tact. Your captain Moineau. You also know that you were selected for this crew because Grimsby is good at putting his pirates back together again. You know that Captain Moineau has undead pirates, and Grimsby is capable of inspiring the undead pirates and getting them to work back together. You have this hodgepodge crew. You've been on this crew for a couple years.
A couple years? Oh, shit. Okay.
You are preparing for an attack You know there's supposed to be easy pickings as there's a prison transfer that you're supposed to be interrupting. And you're beginning a violent onslaught. But we're going to step back a second from this position to how did we get here?
Okay.
All right. Mulgrimir, you were born to a rather powerful orcish warlord. His name is Mulgrimak. He's the Frost Cleaver. His name causes fear amongst dwarf men and pretty much anything else that's willing to that suffers his wrath.
Oh, there we go. It's cached. Yep.
Okay, the tokens came through?
Yep.
Cool. Mulgrimak, the Frost Cleaver. You know that you are one of his male heirs. You have two brothers, Mulgrim or Lampy, as sort of colloquially knows, and Mulgrim Ska, or Scraggy, or Scrag. These are your tormentors. You were capable and charismatic in a way that they could not be, but you were not of good orcish blood. You were of, mutt blood or mud blood, or however you want to phrase you are a war trophy and a lesser thing.
Understood.
In this traveling war band, at one point in your youth, from before you barely remember the time, there was this place with lots of dwarves that you conquered. This was at the point where you barely holding a weapon and you weren't like a warrior. Where you conquered some dwarvish stronghold. It was a feather in Mulgrimak's cap for dominating the dwarvish lands and rooting out some of these last strongholds. In that group is where you met Grimsby. Grimsby and Grimsby's clan were taken as slaves of this warband, and were basically tasked with digging up the treasures of the veins or unearthing treasures. They were very well suited towards, digging. It's what dwarves do. They dig. Yeah. It's very straightforward. Orcs
It is the
kill,
stereotype.
dwarves dig. It's very straightforward. You, as a child, and kind of being somewhat special in this place, despite also being detested, you're still you're a half-breed. You're still the son of the boss, right?
Yeah.
We're able to spend time in this place, and you learned many, many, many things from Grimsby, and even more from the elder of his clan, Umber Eyes Grimsbeard. A man who they said could see fate. He couldn't actually, he was a blind dwarf, but he could still see things. Through the manipulation of basically threatening Umber Eyes' life is what sort of commanded the obedience of the rest of the Grimsbeard clan, who basically worked with you for a good decade.
Okay.
How were you rebellious in any way, or how did you compete with your brothers?
I think the orcish way is be big, be strong, and smash things. And I think he tried that and understands you have to be able to do that pretty damn well. But he also understood he's never going to be able to quite compete because I think orcs are 7 feet tall or something.
They're big, and
yeah.
Lampy really got Lampy or a Mulgrim Lack got the big, strong, powerful sort of side of the orcish line,
Mhm.
you could never compete with him in terms of physicality. It is
Yeah.
silly to try.
And so eventually, as he matured, he figured out I'm smarter than them. I can manipulate them, and that's what he started to. That's what he did to survive.
Okay, so you're attempting to be manipulative. So Mulgrim Ska is a much more manipulative or intelligent orc. You're still pretty confident that you can run circles around him mentally. He is lacking sort of the charisma that came from whatever union created you. Let's do what ability? Is it a diplomacy? Is it a bluff? What are we? How are we?
Oh, our best.
How are you choosing to compete?
Oh, well, just give me a moment. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Because you said, I'm not going to use my BAB and my strength to go fight the giant barbarian who's bigger than me.
It's actually, well, technically intimidate because he still gets a +2 racial.
Okay.
Otherwise, it'd be up there with bluff.
All right.
He pretends he's tougher than he is.
Okay. Give me a roll.
Okay. Ooh, not plus 1d209. That's not a thing. Plus 11. 24.
Okay. There's a point where it was some minor raid, right? Relatively of little conflict, where you had a method of collecting your objective. You're raiding a small village. You wanted goods. You had basically a means of collecting the goods that didn't involve basically slaughtering everyone. Right?
Give us the things or we will.
Right. You banditryed your way through,
Yes.
right? And you were able to basically force Scraggy to follow your means, your methods.
Okay.
This definitely it showed leadership, and this impressed your father. Give me a sense motive.
And here we have
Finding the weakness.
the weakness.
We're just probing, or we're just poking. We'll see what does this do? Where's the squishy bit?
Plus 37.
No, it's 7.
7?
Yes, Daddy.
Your father has always been disappointed in you. He's always looked at you incorrectly. You've never been able to line up in your eyes.
All right.
Because of your ability to bully Scraggy in this particular circumstance, or you were able to be given this deemed worthy of protecting the camp while the warband was out in a raid. There was another warlord, many flags were called together, and a great battle was to be fought. There was a cleansing that was going to happen. They don't use the word cleansing, it's more like populating. They are going to populate a region as the kind of conquering. But a grand battle. You think it was against a human group. You're not certain which of the human groups. The orcs don't really distinguish between them. The more intelligent ones do. Scraggy would, you would, your father would. But the rest of the orcs are more like man flesh, right? They're not.
Yeah.
You know. Your father, your mother-in-law, not your biological mother, one of your father's wives, Uloth. They are not there. Your brother, who was shamed, was not able to go. So Mulgralak was not there. And you are left in charge of a camp with a very, very annoyed and shamed brotherly figure.
Okay.
Do you plan or do anything in particular, or are you just sort of letting things be as they be?
I think it'd be a good idea to keep my brother busy. So, Scraggy, maybe you should take some warriors on patrol. This would be good.
It is very safe here, don't you think?
Uh,
Why we patrol?
in case.
Give me a charisma check if you're just if it's just because I said so.
Yeah, pretty good. Gus. 19?
Okay.
You're like half the bosses I've had.
Cuz. Okay. Mulgrim Ska takes one of a troop of orcish warriors on a patrol.
Be thorough.
Okay, on a long patrol. Okay, Marty, could you roll a percentile for me?
Yes. Why? Because I said so. 75.
Because it feels like a good idea. Because I want you to be involved and rolling a super
I'm having fun, don't worry. I'm having fun, don't worry.
Oh, hang on, I gotta take a toy away from my dog. Come here.
75.
Cool. I'm going to wait a moment for Mark to return. Because I could describe it without him here, but then it would be like, now make your decision.
With zero knowledge. What was I doing? In your tent, pulling up your pants.
All right, Mark, what do you do? Okay. A group of strangers makes their way rather aggressively and cockshrewdly to the camp. It causes quite a ruckus.
Being raided by adventurers?
This is an orc camp.
Oh boy. You're fucked now, Mark.
There's an Acunian, and I go get them.
All right, an Acunian, a man of the Empire, several people from the Jade Kingdom, a woman from the Kingdom of Iron, and a dwarf with a very suspiciously big scar on his face and a very long rifle has sauntered up to the edge of the camp and are requesting to speak with whoever is in charge. You have, I don't know, a minute before we just kill everybody in there, take what we want. Call it tribute.
Bring them.
There's orcs that are, standoffish. There is the sound of a gunshot as one of the orcs threw a javelin and just had its head blown clean off its fucking shoulders. I take that as the warning shot. Eh? There we go. Thank you, sir.
Bring them to me. I will speak with them.
The one other sort of wizened member of the tribe is coming to you, Boken. He's one of the shamans.
Okay.
Your mother's actually a pretty decent spellcaster, but he would be sort of the next most potent caster amongst your tribe. They're coming forwards. Some very large men. It's the biggest Acunian you've ever seen. You know them to being kind of like leaner sort of people. Big boy Acunian. Okay, they're packing in. Give me a sense motive.
Crap. All right. $12 this time.
12. You're not convinced that taking them would turn out well.
Okay.
You're not certain it would turn out badly, but you're not certain it would turn out well.
Not enough guards left in camp, basically.
At the end of the day, even if we succeed and it's like, oh, we lost half our people, Daddy's not going to be happy.
You've got a good 30 warriors. You sent away another you sent away about half the warriors in the camp.
And they're going to get chastised for not catching these guys in the first
They're
place.
supposed to find us on the patrol.
That's what the patrol is for.
Or maybe they did.
Are you the one in charge here? He's kind of going, he's old guy. You've got not orc in you.
I am in charge.
A pleasure to make your acquaintance. I am Monsieur Louis d'Argent.
A pleasure. Please sit.
Join
us at our fire.
He nods. Several people sit.
A moment, please. Our dogs are barking. Let's see what that is.
There's some grunts behind. There's not barking dogs.
These are good tokens for the adventuring party. They'll all have names too, so I imagine we're going to run into them at some point.
Yes, probably. And the dog for Carter, noisy toy outside. Oh well. Apologies.
Emotions for you to sit.
Oh yeah, he sits. State. There we go. Quite an unusual group you have.
These are my brothers in arms. They are the Brothers of Gold. People from all across the different groups of men, all the ways the Empire touches them, all the ways the Four-Faced God blesses them, working together.
Well, that just warms my heart.
You've got a little bit of the Emperor's touch in you. This I see.
Yes, touch. So what can our humble orc camp do for you?
Well, in the great orc tradition, we demand tribute. We know that you have, things of value, and we want them.
What makes you think we have things of value? We are sitting on logs, not thrones here.
It is true you're sitting on logs, but your father is important, and your father raided one of his people's temples long time ago.
Which one was he pointing at?
He was pointing over his left shoulder. He's pointing to Dagon Ironbrow, the dwarf with the face scar and a big boy rifle. The rifle's taller than he is. Now he's short, but it's still a long rifle.
Yeah, fair enough. Can he make a knowledge religion? Did he tell? Like, does he have a holy symbol or?
Sure. Give me a knowledge religion check.
Plus 10, 21.
The Monsieur Louis d'Argent is obviously showing symbols of the five-faced god. They sort of adorn his armor, they adorn his firearms, they adorn his arm. If you zoom in, that seems to be some sort of weird techno replacement. Might have been lost at some point. There are several other holy symbols that are adorning some of the other members of his group. And Dagon Ironbrow is showing a dwarvish symbol. It is. You don't think it is Nerul specifically, which you know that Grimsby worships. He has spoken with you about gods and religious things, and Grimsby has been your counterpoint on orcish history and stories.
Yes, he's probably been the. It's okay to read. Huh.
How many languages do you speak?
Hang on. He speaks.
And not how many. I actually care about which ones.
Oh yeah.
Do you speak Jade, Iron, Kunian, and Dwarvish?
He speaks Iron.
You should switch one of those to Dwarven, I'm guessing.
I'd suggest.
Yes. Okay. I'll
Maybe the
switch
Goblin.
the Goblin to Dwarven. Yeah, I was a little feet starved. That linguistics is going to fill up. There we go. Yeah, Dwarven's in there. He speaks Dwarven, Flotsam, Orc, Ikunian, and Iron Tongue.
Okay, so these two humans are the ones from the Jade Empire. You kind of recognize the dress of them and their weapons. They are speaking very friendly amongst each other, but you could tell that they're like eyeing up, like, I'm gonna kill that one, and then we'll smash that one, and then we're gonna put that one through that tent, and that guy is going. You see that big stick over there? We're gonna stick him right on top. You think they are not? They don't mind violence, and they are kind of prefer a violent solution to the particular scene in front of them. The woman doesn't seem to be one way or the other. She just looks ready and well suited. And the Ikunian is just maintaining alertness.
Now, is my father a particularly tricky orc?
Your father is unusually intelligent for an orc.
Would he by chance keep some poisoned wine around just in case he'd rather poison his guests than fight them?
That sounds like something your father would do. You know that what makes your father, the Frost Cleaver, the Frost Reaver, so dangerous amongst his foes is he doesn't just overrun them with orcs, right? Like he's a brilliant tactician in terms of you send a wave of orcs in, so they think they're fighting orcs, and then you come in from the sides and the back, and you kind of assassinate, right? You do adventure-y things to defeat your foes as opposed to just overwhelm them with numbers.
Bukan, can we send one of our runners to get father's special vintage? Wink, wink.
Of course. Give me a bluff check.
$21. Uh-oh.
Yeah, have some wine. It's not poison.
Okay. Boken runs for wine. The archers are kind of inching closer.
And he's thinking to himself, "Why? It's a ranged weapon. Stay awake."
The other warriors are going. Give me a Marty. Give me a 1d20 roll for like a morale check or a control check for the orcs themselves.
3.
Okay. One of the orcs in your group, like, makes a break for it. He runs.
Like,
he's like running off like he's a messenger or something. Do you do anything?
oh, someone's got the poop. just to make a joke out of it. He's not going anywhere.
I muted myself and then I did unmute myself. Dagon Ironbrow flicks his nose, shoots his rifle right just up in the air. He doesn't aim it. See the strike go up, and sort of there's just the sound of a wet thud.
Olgamir slowly stands up.
Bakken comes out quickly with wine and some glasses. These orcs are, they take a step forward, they take a step back, they're kind of shuffling. Is everything all right? It's in Orcish. You can tell that some of these men definitely speak Orcish. He's looking to see if more violence is happening.
So
The dwarf is just sort of picking some weevils off of the end of his right, like flicking some lint and tinder off the end of his rifle.
which of your companions here will be replacing that orc?
I don't think you understand. We are here to we are using the orcish tradition of encouraging tribute. If he was off to go and say warn the orc that left with the army, then we'll have to kill everybody. And we don't want to kill everybody. It's very, distasteful to kill everybody. And these are your family, I guess, at least half your family.
I don't like most of them, to be honest. That is not the point. The point is, you owe me an able body. I like the big one. He's trying to intimidate him,
Hey,
hoping that I've got a whole orc group with me.
I got lots of orcs.
I got lots of orcs.
Okay, give me an intimidate check.
I've got a
Dice
lot of
know
orcs
how the
with me.
stories go.
Please don't hurt us.
Sweet.
Oh no.
In Acunian, there's Acunian and Iron Tongue being spoken between Ganchono and Onatetsu. You don't know their names.
Mhm.
Did he just try to intimidate you? Like, there's a little bit of shit talking you kind of to your face in a language that you might not understand.
Oh, he understands both those ones.
Oh yeah, so so I understand. Additionally, wine. Please serve up the wine.
We'll serve up the wine after you. We'll help you decide.
Certainly.
We have a group of dwarves already. Very hard workers they are.
And amongst them, you have an old man. Eyes don't work so good. Knower of many things.
Is this what you think? Is this what you seek?
I don't think it's orcs that know things that we're looking for. Fucking orcs.
He looks offended at first, and he's like, "Is it fair?" Bokan, have Grimsy bring. What's his name again? Shit.
Umber eyes.
Have Grimsby bring Umber Eyes here. And keep a few orcs near in case we need to threaten him.
Boken puts on the wine beside you, in some glasses. He begins to go over, calls over a couple of orcs. There's kind of skitzing around the campfire. This Monsieur Louis d'Argent whistles, and the Acunian is following closely.
Gepper, your man doesn't get lost.
Kunian tracker. They don't get lost. They don't even know the meaning of the word lost.
They do when their eyes are gouged out. That has been my experience anyway.
Is that where you got the
Oh, this? Oh, that was a gift from my father.
It is important to honor your father. It's more important to honor the father.
The fuck is he talking about? The father.
He's speaking religiously. You know, he would refer, like, you think his religion would refer to his own, like he's talking about the father of all men. All men come from like the father, and he's the father of all the men, and he's the five-faced god. He's got the five faces. One of them is the father, and if you're a man, he's your father.
He hawks a big lug into the fire at the father.
Okay.
So where do you come from?
I come from well, originally or recently?
Most recently. Where was your last? Do these look like sailors? It's hard to say with tokens. Or do the shoes indicate a lot of foot travel?
They, in particular, the armor on the woman would indicate, swimming isn't her top priority.
Mm-hmm.
They did come with horses, and you are a long way from ocean.
Okay.
You are you are west of the Acunian Plains. you are in Continentia.
Okay.
It's like being in Saskatchewan and going, "Are you a pirate?"
No. Okay.
No. If you're a pirate, you're very lost.
Most recently, where were you?
Little bit of here, little bit of there.
Yeah,
We've been from one end of this world to the other.
Oh, that sounds
it has been rough since, we have grown up in isolation from the great empire.
So sad for you.
We're not the only ones who grew up in isolation. He's looking around.
Nah.
You're at least well educated for an orc. It's very surprising.
I have been fortunate with my tutors. Plus, being a half breed, no one cares what I do. So,
they take it in the back. I'm probably gonna fucking care. Okay. Marty, I need a D20 roll for Boken's charisma check to convince the dwarves that everything is okay. Let's just take your elder to the strange people.
16.
16.
that's not too bad. That's pretty good.
Too bad. Okay. There are more dwarves that are trying to come. Is Boken and his warriors going to try to keep the other dwarves from coming, or are they all trying to come?
Who are you asking?
Mark, this is a question.
He should be just trying to get Grimsby and Umbrize. The rest should be staying. He doesn't.
Okay. All right. So they're just going to be. I'll just unfog this part in the middle. This, and just for the sake, this hole is this hole. Okay, as they leave, the large Acunian man does make a whistle. You can see that Mr. Louis d'Argent's eyes, they glimmer with kind of this greedy glimmer, a happy glimmer. That whistle was a good whistle.
I think he's gonna take a drink Farmer's mutagen.
Okay. Give me a. I think we're just going to give it initiative.
Initiative's not my best roll. Can we do bluff inside?
Okay, we're gonna do an initiative,
Okay.
and depending how the initiative goes, we might fold immediately into other stuff.
I don't like my odds.
You want to go quick.
Okay. I don't like my odds.
Mark the adventure gear they would drop. Yeah, the dude's magic self-reloading rifle by itself is like
It's worth more than my entire tribe. All right.
Mulgamer shows up. He's just got all this gear.
I got lucky with rolls.
Jeez. I rolled 6 20s in a row.
Head.
Okay, initiative is I figured that. All right. So his initiative is 11. That's probably not gonna do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Violence breaks out. Mr. Louis d'Argent stays seated with you. Did you stand up or were you still
He
seated?
did stand up. Yeah.
You stood up to like go get the wine or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Several of his men, particularly Lao Di and Lao Ge, you later learn that these are two very violent brothers. Like just jump into your archer mob and bash them into a fine paste, right? They absolutely, you've not seen 30 orcs die so quickly and brutally in your life, right? You have seen fireballs used. Like you've seen a fireball. This was worse than that. Onatetsu very quickly jumped across, like leapt across, and the blade within the sheath slung out at a very rapid pace and slew Boken as he was beginning to cast a spell.
No.
Mogurmir, you get a round of actions. Like you're the next in the initiative.
Is this dude with the guns still just sitting there, like picking his nails?
He's sitting there. He's just sitting there, waiting.
Swift action. He's using his swift action. He's going to use his archaeologist luck.
Okay.
I noticed you said you get one round of action. That's probably all I'm going to get, is what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah. This is the.
And he's going to draw his weapon, and he's going to take, I guess, 2 swipes at.
What is it?
Oh, it's a Nodachi, which looks like a giant katana almost.
It is a katana blade on the end of a polearm.
Yeah.
They are very interesting weapons.
Yeah.
And their stats are fucking broken, which is, I know why it's on Mark's character. They're also polearms, which are cool. Okay.
And he takes 2 slices at this guy.
Okay. Give me a couple of attacks.
Yeah. I'm just double checking. So he's got his archaeologist luck. He's got his mutagen running, and he doesn't know. Oh, under the new rules, bucklers still do a -1 to attack.
Nah.
Oh, are we getting rid of that?
Yeah. I sorry. I would assume we're getting rid of that, Marty. Because I hate that rule. I think I'm the only guy who keeps the fucking -1 buckler penalty, and everybody else is like, "Oh,
no, I keep the buckler penalty."
I'm gonna get rid of that on at least one character sheet.
Perfect.
All right. Well, okay. That ups my attack by 1, so I will take it. So that's okay. Plus 12. Come on, 20. AC 26.
Okay. He's prone. He is not flat-footed.
Partial.
And he isn't using his feats. So his AC is 32.
Okay, so let's shoot for 20. Okay. No. The fuck.
The first swing thumps solidly into his steel arm. You would expected like the finger to be left off.
Steel arm?
If you zoom in on the token here.
Oh, I did not. Oh, okay. I did not.
He has a appendage that appeared to be very stylized or like full plated. A little bit of steam came out of it as it grabbed the blade as it came down. I certainly like you. You are oh so my favorite. At that point, there is a series of loud bangs as a revolver is pressed up against your guts and fired repeatedly. It feels like the worst beanbags you've ever felt as a merciful revolver is being used to
suck.
And your lights go out.
Okay. Fade to black.
Fade to black. Later. Let me just grab the dwarves. Most of them made it. Grimsby made it. Was there any other orcs worth saving? No, they already killed Boken. Okay. And let me just get everybody.
Well, now Daddy's only got one son to beat, so.
Okay.
You abandoned your post and stole the seer. Because your brother's gonna come back and go, "Where's
What
Walter?"
happened?
Traitor. He ran off with the humans.
All right. Later, tool force players to current map. Center players on current view. Is that loaded on your side, Marty?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. You made a long trek. Now joining Grimsby, although now Grimsby has slightly more freedom than you do. As you made your way towards a port city, you learned that these brothers of gold are very capable at what they do. You're not certain of what ended up of that war camp. Do you ask Grimsby or any of the dwarves about it? Do you ask these men about it?
Yeah, he asked Grimsby about it. He doesn't trust these men. Grimsby, what happened? What happened?
Great pain was rained upon them. He shakes his head. They did not see your brother fall. They are with their gods, whether it be Grumsh or the Red God or Nerul. They are no more. And so it be. Boom.
So it be.
Okay.
Grimsby carries a drum. Is that what?
Yep.
Okay.
He's a drummer. He's got a drum.
Is it made out of bones and shit?
It is a bone drum.
Nice.
It is a bone drum with what you suspect to be dwarf skin, and it's like a relic of the dwarves.
We'll get you one of those turtle people skulls that have the water in it.
Kappa head.
Yeah, cap ahead, and it'll be like one of those steel drums.
cap a familiar. Just hold your head just straight. Oh, it hurts so much. Oh, the pitch is wrong. Let's pour some water.
Such a silly feature of D&D race.
Fantasy, man. Okay.
What is Chum Chum?
Where's Chum Chum? Chum Chum is on the boat.
Oh, run.
A deal is struck. In terms of, Grimsby negotiated on your behalf, and Grimsby paid the adventurers with his service as well as your service, so that the remainder of his clan could basically avoid being resold as the spoils of war.
Well, I'm so happy for your clan.
It was this or death. I presumed you preferred not death.
Yes. Fine.
We will do our service. We will pay our debt.
Easy for you to say. You live forever. This is my prime years.
Every year could be your prime if you do things well. It's been a long time since Umber Eyes Grimsbeard has had a prime year. What you would call prime, long time ago.
Yeah, you think that's coming for you? Your prime year is coming up soon, you think?
I will be with my kin soon, and those are my prime years.
Okay, if you say so.
A bunch of death-worshipping dwarves, they might think that when they die, that's the best.
That could be, yeah. Actually, now that you say that, put it that way, yeah, that might be the best for them.
They've also seen the fall of many of their dwarven kingdoms. There could be a fatalistic aspect to this that, like death.
This is
the lucky ones died,
You know from Grimsby that, and you learn a little bit of the story. Basically, if assuming you played at least somewhat well with these guys who kicked everybody's ass.
No, once he's captured, he's not fighting. He's like, he got his ass kicked. It doesn't need to happen twice.
You know that these brothers of gold were interested in a dwarvish relic that was in a tomb of death. And the only reason they came and pissed on your life was because they wanted to go get a treasure item for some reason from some dwarvish thing that happened a decade before.
Sounds like adventurers. That's what they do. Walk into someone else's home, we're gonna kill you and take all your shit. Done.
And you don't even know why.
You don't even know why.
I resemble that comment.
In the travels, you know that Umber Eyes Grimsbeard and the dwarves were left in the Jade Empire. That is where they settled. And to pay for the pleasure of settling the remainder of the Grimsbeard family, of the Grimsbeard clan, yourself and Grimsby were sold? Question mark? Period.
Period.
Exclamation mark, actually. To a captain who was an acquaintance or friend of Mr. Louis d'Argent. And you've spent your time aboard a boat being called the Promise. And
Okay.
you are spending time with a Captain Moineau as part of the De la Mort pirates, and you have been committing acts of piracy upon the seas.
It's not so bad.
During one of the more recent members of the crew that has been collected, he's only been on board this ship for maybe a month, is a very large snake man who doesn't quite properly identify between the alive crewmates and the walking bone crewmates. He has a strange outlook on life and death, and he's this enigmatic creature that you actually have in your hold. Marty, I don't know which token you prefer to use.
I like the big one that shows his full body.
This shows how big he is.
Yes.
Yeah, give that silhouette.
Yep.
Mulgrimir, you picked up Chum Chum along the way, and your
actually, he built Chum Chum.
Oh, you built Chum Chum.
Yes. He's
Sorry.
a homunculus.
He's
a
a
living homunculus.
Okay, what did you build? You built him from bits of yourself, or
You built him from chum, hence the name Chum Chum. Fat and bones and magic.
during your time along this boat, you did build up a homunculus named Chum Chum. Additionally, you know that there's a Gregor the Swimming Stone is a very capable dwarvish first mate, and Captain Munyo. In the hold of the ship, there is this enigmatic large creature.
Wow, there's a lot going on in that dwarf's face right now.
Which one? Wait.
Gregor the Swimming Stone is a cool token.
Gregor.
Actually,
facial. He's got the what's that singer's name? Face tattoos. Anyways,
I really like the token for Captain Bueno.
Where's the captain? There we go. Yeah, he's pretty Louisiana ghoulish kind of voodoo looking.
The captain has a familiar as well named Polly.
Is Jinsha a captive, or is he?
Jinsha is a member of the crew.
Okay. Wow.
Jinsha knows that he's supposed to help out here, and you will get passage. Like, it's kind of you be helpful, you'll get passage.
Be helpful, you won't throw you overboard.
I bask in your radiance, he says. Jinsha is very polite, although he's also polite to the undead, so...
So, are you capable of assisting me in the duties of repairing the bits that fall off? This is one of the things I was told you could help with. You know that Grimsby can, like, repair dead things, and he can heal the wounds of the dead, but if they, like, lose a limb, he can't fix that.
You smell of death. And yes, I can call upon the sky and power when there is no sun.
I don't know if that was... Do you think that was a yes?
I think that was a yes. This was a yes? Okay, we're going with a yes.
There's a polite nod. He speaks in metaphor half the time. He's very polite. He doesn't understand your ways, and he's trying to learn.
Sometimes just yes, no is best to go, okay?
I understand the need to pontificate, but it is difficult to understand. I don't believe I smell.
1,000
no,
apologies.
You smell.
I am here to...
We all smell of death. There are fucking zombies all over the fucking place.
1,000 apologies. I am here to learn your ways. When upon the stair, do as the two-legged.
This is the worst place to learn how to do things our way. Okay. We're fixing things
he
now.
Just stares at you every once in a while. The tongue flicks out. It doesn't seem to mean anything. Like it just happens. Like a blink or
kill us any day and eat us, and you wouldn't even care. I know it.
I do not eat people.
That is what the cannibal would say.
Where is my war drummer? We approach our prey.
Mondays. Okay.
I do have something to ask.
To fight.
I do have something to ask of you, Mulgrimir.
What would that be?
Grimsby is starting to scoot upstairs. He knows he's wanted to do the drumming of war.
My ancestors bestowed upon me this blade. It is a naginata, yet I do not know how to use it properly. I see that you carry a large blade. I also do not know how to wield what it is you carry. Perhaps you could teach me swordplay.
Yeah, I could do that. When we're not about to board the ship, sure.
Are we boarding a ship? I thought
By the sounds of it, yes, we should be ready to fight.
The only language you humanoids seem to understand is that of violence.
Well, I would like to disagree, but I can't, so
Am I
let us go be humanoid.
Am I expected to kill the other people on the boat?
Well, you can just put them to sleep. Have I seen him do his...
I don't know. He
seen the build,
does have
so-
the slumber hex. He's a grappler, and he can channel both positive and negative at him.
I
don't know how much of this you've seen.
You've been together for less than a month.
Okay.
You would have had a couple of small encounters, nothing that would have required Jinsha to really lift a finger. You know that the big selling point for the big snake man was that he could put the zombies back together again. Like, this was one of his key selling points. That was what made the captain happy.
I could heal the zombies en masse. Got it.
Yeah. Perhaps you should join us at the top on the top deck.
Okay. Jinsha seems to move much faster than a lot of humans. With a 40-foot base speed and 10 feet fast with Monk, he moves at 50, so he's like right behind you uncomfortably fast.
Okay. Yeah, Mulgrimir actually only moves at 25 because he got web feet.
You caught a case of the Kevin Costner, did you?
A little bit, yeah. Hey, don't rush me. Don't rush me. Never rush me an orc into war. I'm going to practice my archery today. He is not very confident about that.
All right. Give me a second.
Perhaps you should use magic to help your wasps and bees find their mark.
I will. And we call them arrows.
All right. Jinshu will cast a magic weapon on your bow.
Jinshu's the man. Look at him being all like, look at me, I'm useful.
Oh, thank you for that.
A monitor shines upon us all. At least for half of the day.
Yes, but Esticia keeps us clean and keeps us refreshed and alive all day, all the time. So let's go.
I would not drink the water here. There is too much salt content in it.
You can purify that.
True.
Okay. Mulgrimir, Chum Chum, you're in the basement. The cannons start to ring. The drums start to drum. Grimsby's war drumming. Dong, 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 dong. It's very echoey, very boomy.
Okay,
it's
that's
not
okay.
overly intricate in terms of how he drums.
Yeah.
Let me go to force players to current map. Center players on current view. We are several minutes into the battle, and a boarding action has begun. A small ship has already been sank. There was a small boat that was pulled up beside this. It was sank, and you're going to basically send skeletons to go collect the treasure from the sunken ship, as Captain Monod is known to basically use the dead to do the dirtiest of the dirty work. He's not the worst to work for as long as you're okay with zombies, and Grimsby was the guy who picked the crew. So
Okay.
All right. There's cannon fire, and there are men fighting. And let me just get them on board, as we are going to get an initiative together. That's going to have stuff happening. All right, now I need to do. All right, and you have Grok was manning the helm, and Mr. Potts was below deck with the Scourger. It's a couple minutes after the cans have rung. The Scourger and Mr. Potts are above deck.
Mark, come save the characters that are below deck in the Wormwood.
I'll see what I can do.
with your 8 decks archer.
Shooting with a prayer.
I hit the boat. I hit the boat.
I did it with my spear. All right. So
is Moldemir on the top deck here, or is he
yeah? I've got them.
Right.
So they could have in the several minutes they could have wormed their way up.
Yeah.
And could we have prepped like cast our battle buffs?
You got a minute worth of spell casting that you can do.
At one point, Mogul was like, "Did you see that? I got that guy."
She's like nodding, like he's very trying to be helpful. Part of the team. Yeah, bark skin and vine strike were cast.
I will start getting the initiative sheet together.
Yeah, and Moldemir.
All right, I need the campaign sheet. Open that sucker up. Watchy. We've got Mr. Potts, Harrigan, we've got pirates, Wormwood. Wormwood. Pirates. We've got De La Mort. Pirates. We've got the Ginsher and the Moldemir and the Grimsby and we're gonna go Captain Wano. We'll get his own initiative pip.
All right, the De La Mort pirates and Captain Minot are the same group, right?
Yeah, De La Mort, the pirates, the Captain Wano, and the skeletons are all the same group.
All right, just give them a different color.
Cool.
Gray, because they're... Oops. Because they're undead.
Okay. Thing about skeletons. Your skeleton crew has really good initiative.
Go Skeleton Force! We go Bone Force 1.
Do you want to roll?
Initiative? Yes, please. So,
oh, you trust me for this one?
I whenever I don't trust you, I really do trust you. Don't worry. The Lamore Pirates plus 2. Wormwood Pirates with a +2. Harrigan has a +10. Mr. Potts has a +3. Wong Chi has a +7.
I assume Genzorig, Karen, and all them are.
They're not. They're not involved unless
Sun
something
Wu,
changes. Sun Wu is not involved
Gotano,
unless something changes.
Lihita, and Black Dog I'll take out.
Yep.
Okay. All right, let's see what these mofos can do. First in the list is Harrigan, then it's Jinshu, Skeletons, and then Kamulgarmir rolling a 2 and getting a...
Got a 1.
Okay.
rolling a 3, yeah.
A few volleys of weapons have... This ship is smaller than your ship and should be easy pickings. At the beginning of this round, give me do you have a profession pirate or any sort of skill that would let you know stuff? Knowledge local of something?
No, profession sailor?
Profession sailor? Profession sailor works.
All right.
Jinshu is just really good at swimming, so...
Yeah, you could swim your way out of this.
yeah.
Oh, man.
You swim your way out of a lot of things.
Between that and channel positive energy, he could swim very far. He can force March swim very far. He's just not afraid like everyone else is.
Nope.
Of the
27.
water.
27? Okay. Some sort of illusion on the ship or transformation on the ship has come off. Basically, the entire outside of the ship has changed its look, including the sails.
Ours or the Wormwood or the
Wormwood.
Okay.
So this is from Mulgamir's point of view. Mulgamir's on a boat called the Promise. The boat that you're attacking has changed colors and looks, and you recognize it as the Dread Pirate Harrigan's ship, and you're punching above your weight class.
Oh, shit. It was a bait and switch. We need to fuck off.
I did not realize we were fishing. What bait?
Oh, that ship. Ah. That is... What's his name? Captain?
Dread Pirate Harrigan.
That's the dread Captain Harrigan. We do not want to be here.
You know he's a defected admiral of some Imperial Navy.
But we are.
This is the problem we need to solve.
She's like, I believe we have committed to this battle. Would it not?
The skeletons are throwing planks across, and the sides are beginning to merge.
Oh, we are so fucked.
There are grappling hooks that are pulling the boats together. The boats are currently tied together.
The crew on the other side, do they look particularly concerned?
Not as concerned as normally when you board people with your pirate full of skeletons and zombies.
Oh, this is going to be a bad day.
Do we have any implements that could make a hole in their boat?
We have ballista, but we are too close.
Do not worry. If we lose this fight, you and I can swim to safety.
Do I see any islands nearby?
You take a look, it's like that might be one that away. Might be a 15-mile swim kind of thing.
It's a long swim.
I'm a very proficient swimmer.
Yeah, me too. That's a long swim.
All right. So on Harrigan's turn, the boat has showed its true colors to inspire fear into the mostly undead crew of the attacking ship. Jinshu.
Do any of them wear funny hats?
The funny hat crew. There is a short man with a funny hat and an eye patch.
Yep.
And there's a large man with a funny hat and a chicken.
All right.
And then all of those have hats, but the hats aren't funny because they're too same.
Okay.
Perhaps you've heard of the stereotypes of the men in funny hats with their bird familiars that are on their shoulders that rule the ship.
But that you've